Hello, hello. Let me see whether I can get some signal, which would be nice. Hello, 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 everybody. Good to see you. Let me just do some technical bits as usual. Oh, I forgot something. There we go. That should work better. Yes. Now let's do you there. And last but not least, I need this one. There we go. Okay. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. We are live. Hello. I'm not seeing myself, but I'm seeing comments, so that should... Oh, there, I found myself as well, which is good. Hello, hello, hello. If you're live on YouTube, yeah, I see some people coming in there as well. Hi, Christy. Hi, Rebecca. Hi, Ivor. Hi, Sylvia. Hi, Ellie. Hi, Anita. Yeah, did your surgery go well, Anita? Hi, Robin. Hi, Deborah. Hi, Anja. Miriam's here. Petra's here. Robin is here. Well, you're stuck with me 2 days in a row. Yay. But yeah. Hi, Hans. Hi, Josette. Oh, dear, Josette is here. She's going to watch me play with the mouses. Good to see you, by the way. Hi, Diane. Hello, my friend. Hi, Anne. Hi, Liliana. Hi, Meina. Hello, Angela. Well, hello, everybody. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. As I just mentioned, you're stuck with me 2 days in a row because I'm here now, live for Elizabeth Craft Designs. And tomorrow I'm going to do the Coffee and Craft, which is exciting as well. I'm going to have fun. So that is at 8 a.m. Standard Mountain Time. I know it's 4 o'clock European time, 3 o'clock UK. But, well, you get a notification. If you have subscribed to the YouTube channel and rung that bell, you will get a notification. Hi, Lynn. Hello, hello, hello. Tomorrow the second one. Ah. So, glad it went well, Anita. So, what I'm going to do, the mouses are taking over my art journal. Really, that's what it is. I'm going to make a spread in my art journal using the little mouses, combining it with the clock from the Gentleman's Timepiece, and I'm going to use the sports accessories. I've got some sort of idea, and I've prepped a lot, because, well... to be honest, these tiny little things, and I know when we had the retreat, fun little story, when we had the retreat in Banff in Canada, I was assisting with a class from Katie. And then I ran outside where Josette was, and I said, who's the designer of this collection with all these tiny, itty bitty pieces with these fingers? So, but that was just a joke, obviously, because I love it. But yeah, some things take me a bit longer, so I've prepared some bits. I'll show you. Let's switch the cameras around, shall we? So I've got 2 mouses here prepared. The mouses are almost completely assembled. I'm going to start with this one. Put you in a safe spot, don't fall. So the mouse itself is nearly assembled. He's dirty, I know, that's what I like, so he's going to be getting dressed. So I've got all the tiny pieces here. And I specifically fought with the feet of, or the shoes, I should say, not the feet. Why are these 2 different colors? I don't know. I've colored it with the same ink. That's funny. Oh well, they'll be covered up anyway. Lots of tiny little pieces. So let me just get everything out. And I've got the dies here because I had a blast this morning. There. I had a blast this morning when I was preparing this because I cut some items 3 times because these little things, they stuck to my arm. It's warm here. It's very hot in my studio. So I lost half of them. So I kept the dies here so I know that I can prepare if needed. But that's me. I mean, the dies are designed geniusly. So, let me just say, don't forget to like, share, and comment to be able to win the $50 gift certificate. And let us know in the comments when you did, because that helps. This is the last day of the buy doll. So if you haven't got your hands on them yet, yeah, do it. Because it's the last chance for that. Yeah, they're played in the dirt. Well, they're sports guys. You will see in a minute. It all makes sense in a minute. But they're sport guys. So, oh, hi, Janet. Good to see you. Hi, Kirsten. So, I need to color some bits and bobs. And I've already colored everything for the other character. But I just thought I'd color this with you guys so you can see how I do that. Because, well, everybody's got their own way of doing things. And what I always do is I always have the packaging right in front of me for reference. And I'm going to be coloring this guy. But I've got the packaging for reference so I know how to assemble things. And then it's that easy. Just these tiny little parts with these big fingers. But that's me. Right, so this is going to be the same color as this part. And then this is going to be a different color. And the same color as the shoes. Did I already lose a shoe? No. There's the other shoe. This is going to be that same color. Yep, that's it. So I've picked out some really clashing colors for this one. Just because I can. 2 distress inks in this case. And I'm going to start with orange. And that's carved pumpkin that I'm using. And I've got these mini daubers and I'm just gonna start to color. And go around. Oh, this is bright. This is bright, but I like it. Oh, let me get rid of that. Otherwise I can't see anything. There we go. Hi, Jane. Hi, Belinda. Good to see you all. So, the cap is nearly done. Let me color this one. So, stay where you are. So, I think it's fun to use your mouses in your planner, in your art journal, not just for cards. Yes, you can use them for cards, of course, but yeah, they're fun to use in many different ways. So that's that. Nice bright orange, quick and easy. Now let's go to the picked raspberry. Absolutely soft finish card all the way. Whenever I'm color blending, that's what I'm using. Ooh, I love this color. Picked raspberry. Now, if my fingernails, I've been scrubbing like mad because I was working in the garden all this afternoon, and they were, well, they're not that bad. Okay, that's good. That's good. But yeah, soft finish card takes the ink so beautifully. I never use anything else for ink blending. Making paper flowers, I use it. I'm forgetting the sleeves. They need to be orange. Go away. Come here. There you go. Big fingers. Glass mat. Tiny pieces. So, I'm just dabbing this on. Because, well, why not? Hi, Terry. Good to see you. Hi, Klaska. Thank you for liking, sharing, and commenting. Well, this is a fun pink. It is. I love this picked raspberry. There we go. These are nicely colored now. I just need a brown. I'm going to use... Let's just use scorched timber for the glove. There we go. So this is the way I color. Anita does an amazing job with shading with these little tiny bits. But yeah, That's not me. But I do love the fact that you can give them any color you want. You can of course use color card, but I think this way it just gives you more of a different feel to it. So let me just clean this up. Where's my water? There's my water. Ooh, the shoes are still, there we go. Oh, now the shirt gets a bit of water. Doesn't matter. There we go. Oh, squeaking sounds. I just want this to be sort of cleanish. Right, there we go. This is the cap. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to assemble that. And again, I've got this to the side, so I know exactly that piece goes in this direction. So when in doubt, I just pick it up and, oh yeah, that's where it goes. Simple as that. That's how I do it. It's just an easy reference for if you're stuck. And yes, the tweezers, the ECD tweezers, they are your best friends. Look how fun this cap is. There we go. Cute, right? So that's going to go there. There, I think. Yes. Cool, right? The stripe piece. I'm going to go on a shirt. So how's everybody doing? What are you working on? What are you working on? No, it wasn't a puppy. It was the puppy's not a puppy anymore. He's hit puberty quite hard, but he's a blast. We're having so much fun with him. Now with this one, I'm going to try some shading because I just want the things from that touch the floor. I want those to be a bit dirty because he's a baseball player. There's a gravel on the floor. Grass or mud, wherever you play. You're working on ADCs. That's fun, Teresa. Okay, now. Where are his feet? There are his feet. Let me just... It goes like that. These are easy. I struggled, and that's me again. It's no fault of the dies or the design. That was me. I struggled with the other ones. But I think I've got them right now, and if not, well, that's how I think they should be. Nobody knows, right? Nobody knows. So I'm going to put these on first before I glue them onto my mouse. So they go there, they go there, and then I've got to think this one goes there. Shirt goes there. Okay, let's do that. Tiny bit of glue. Am I still in frame? Yes. This one is a lifesaver when you're doing this. Oh, do they, Katie? That's funny. Oh, Janet, then I know what you're working on. Can't wait to see it. Can't wait to see it. There, David. But yeah, this precision glue gun, love it. So I used, because I know that question will come. There we go. Okay, let's assemble him. I used oxides to color the mouses, brushed corduroy, combined with tethered rose, some ground espresso, and then I thought his cheeks needed a bit more, so I used picked raspberry for that. Okay, let's assemble. He's already there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to squeeze my tweezers under there, if I can still get there. That's fine. And let's glue his shirt down. Bits by bits, right? Then you get there. No, that's not right. There we go. There we go. That's tucked under nicely. I'm constantly looking at the picture there. Yep, that's going there. And then the glove is going there. Love that. So far so good. Let's do his cap. These are so easy to assemble once you get the hang of it. Hello back to Illinois. Yeah, they're easy to do. So just like that, I think. There we go. How cute with his bright colors. How cute is he? And then this one is going to go there. And then the feet. And then this little mouse is already done. And we're only 16 minutes in. Wow, this went quicker than I anticipated, but we're not done by all means. Like that. That's one. Oops. Come here. Mouse is running away. There we go. Just need to lift him up a bit. There we go. Yeah, I had him. Stay there. There we go. Now look at him. Isn't he cute? But he's way too clean. But we'll get to that in a minute. I'll just put a glass block on there. I don't have the scooter yet. You never know what will happen in the future, but at the moment I don't have it. So the thing is, you got to be patient, and I'm perfectly capable of doing it. But for live, despite the fact that I've done many lives by now, I get a bit nervous doing this particular thing. I'm like, oh god, all these little pieces, and so that's why I prepared. And especially with this one, I struggled. I fought with him. Oh, he's bruised all over. No, he isn't. Isn't he cute? Oh, I just love the mouses. I can't help it. So let me get things out. Now this one, these are the shoes that I fought with. But I think I've got them right, and if not, well, nobody knows. Okay, sleeves, pants, arms with the gloves on already. So I also did that because, as I said, these little pieces, I lose them. They're stuck to my arm and they disappear in thin air. So what I'm going to do, because this is a bit too clean, I'm just going to do a bit of shading on the edge and at the bottom. And I'm doing this with scorched timber, just so you get a bit of dimension. in definition. Now I did this with hickory smoke. Yes, and I also used tea dye. And then with this one I used a pen, a micron, to draw in these lines that are embossed into the paper. Let me see if I've missed something. Well, not just the eyes, Chris, trust me. I've cut things 3 times, I think. There we go. Okay, let's glue this onto here. So cute. That goes there, right? Let me check. Again, different one. Yep. His little sweater. I know Mark had an outfit like this when he was working on the golf course. There we go. Yes, that's cute. And then let's glue that onto the mouse so we can't lose it. Right, that's how it goes. That's a smart one. I did that before. Now you say it, I'm thinking like, ooh, I knew that. I should have done that. But hey, I didn't. Oh. So I kept some space there. There we go. If you hear something, oh, that's Colin barking. He's going out. He's going for a walk and he's making noise. But that's fine. You guys can still hear me, right? There we go. Oh, he's gonna look fancy. Mr. Fancy Pants. Mr. Fancy Pants. Well, no, Sylvia, because I still lose them. So for me, that didn't work. I love the adhesive, don't get me wrong, but that didn't work for me. I know that from past experience, so hence the glue gun. Oh, he doesn't even have arms yet, but so I've already assembled his head. Just so cute. Just so cute. Welcome, Marlene. Hi, Doreen. Hi, Rebecca. Well, Jane, that's what I thought in the beginning. I always said, I don't do cute. Well, that's certainly in the past. There we go. Oh, love him. Right, arms. Let's glue the sleeves on that way. So, to be honest, I don't have a clue what I'm going to be doing tomorrow at the Coffee and Craft, but I will figure something out. Any requests you want me to tackle? You want me to explain? A technique you want me to show you? Anything? Just shout and I can prepare that. Hi, Joan. Good to see you. So, these are done. So, these are going to go right there. Tomorrow is Coffee and Crafts. And that's going to go there. Oh, he's just, look at him. Isn't he adorable? I think I'm in love with this one. Ooh, he's just so fun. Glaze embossing powders, okay? The brown mouse, what I used was, I've got brushed corduroy as a base, and then the edges I colored with ground espresso. And then a bit of tethered rose for the inner parts, his belly. You don't see the belly anymore. Picked raspberry on the cheeks. Isn't he, Chris? He's so adorable. I agree. So, they are very clean. Well, not clean, they're a bit dirty, but I want them a bit more dirty. So, what I'm going to do is with my... Where am I going to leave that brush? There we go. With my little brush, this is a tiny brush, and some ground espresso. I'm picking that up, and I'm just going to dab on him a bit, because he's been playing golf. He's pissed off because he lost. Oh no, he's happy because he won. Sorry, I shouldn't say that. There we go. This one is even more dirty. And then what I will also do is, let me see. There we go. I'm going to use mud splat. Yes, the design is on the die. I just made it a bit stronger with a pen. Yeah, I agree. I love him. He's a classy mouse, right? I agree. I agree. Well, Lois, they do. Lois, they disappear in thin air. I don't know where they go to. Okay, let me just... Especially this one has been playing in the rain, but he will get some splatters as well. There we go. Okay. Because I want them a bit dirty. I'm trying to keep up with the comments. Not always an easy task. Exactly, a Siske de Ratmuis. Yeah, that won't say anything to the people from the US, but he is a Siske de Rat. I like them this way. Just let me grab this out of the way, this out of the way. This is just some acrylic paint called mud splat. I thought that was. But he looks like a mouse that just had a rough game, right? And this one is my favorite. Okay, they need to dry, so I'm going to put these to the side. And then I'm going to do something completely different. I'm going to create a background because, as I said, these mouses are going to go into my journal and I want a background for them. Love him. Okay, go. Don't play with the mouses. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be stamping this onto my background. These are the stamps that come with the sports sentiments, the CS412, and I'm not going to take them off. I'm just going to ink them up on the plastic sheet. Well, yeah, he gets splatters in the face if he misses the ball. He missed the ball when playing golf. He hit the dirt and it splattered all over him. He's a mouse. He's tiny. He's near the ground. So that happens. And the same with the baseball player. He smashed down in the dirt. That's why they're going to have coffee together. Or tea. Tea time. Hey, tea time. So yeah. Also on the face. So I'm just gonna stamp this on there like so. Just exactly. And as I said, they're small. They're close to the ground. So when the golfer hits the floor, he's dirty. There we go. Perfection is overrated. It's a background. Don't forget that. So now I'm going to lower it a bit. Or raise it. I'm going to raise it a bit. You can also use your ink pad to give it some pressure. But again, doesn't have to be perfect. This is a pigment ink I'm using. And it stays wet a bit longer, and I need that. Before the next step, I need that. So you're welcome, Chris. You're welcome. So just gonna lay this down, give it some pressure. Up. There we go. Put this back on, put that to the side because we don't need that anymore. Now what I'm gonna do is grab my embossing powder. This is just a big tub of clear embossing powder. Exactly. That, and they're close to the ground, so they'll be muddy. Many reasons why they have mud splats all over, right? And I just love it. I love the effect. It makes them grungy, and I gotta have my dose of grunge, even though I'm doing cute. So, tiny bit here. And then I'm going to make noise. Sorry about that, but hey, nothing we can do about that. When you emboss, you make noise, right? So, let me just clean up this mess first, because I don't want to. There we go. Don't want to mess things up. Okay, let's do that. Hey, Ginger Cat Lady, good to see you. Now, this paper is from my latest paperback, Backgrounds Volume 1. I love this. Okay, this was an experiment for me as well, but I love how this turned out. It's not done yet, but it has to cool down for the next bit. Because I'm going to take tea dye, and not all over, not everything, but I'm going to color some bits in. Make it an emboss resist a bit, but this is a normal ink, so you will still see underneath. I do want that vintage feel, so and tea dye combined with that green really gives it a sort of a vintage paper, vintage photo look, but it's really, yeah, tea dye is quite an intense, potent color, and I love that. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fold this in half. Line it up. There we go. And I'm just going to do these bits as well. Right. Love this. Love this. Okay, I need a piece of baby wipe will do. I'm just going to wipe off any excess ink that is on that embossing powder so that we keep that bright green there. So I think it's a nice combination of the two. See that? Cool. Right. I need my clock. And I've got that here. The clock is going to go right there. But this is way too plain and boring. I also have this one left from last week, but I've got a different idea. So I'll do something else with that. Let me grab my big gold, I think would work best. Yes. Okay, let's do that. Put this to the side. Got a piece of release sheet here, and I'm just going to use my finger. And you see, and it's grungy instantly. So I'm just going to make this one gold. I'm just using my finger. Now the die I used for the base page is also from the Gentleman's Timepiece, the same as the clock. That's why it's a perfect fit. There we go. You see that? Also you get a bit of a grungy, like that. Put that to the side. Clean up my finger. Clean finger. Okay, and I'm just quickly gonna give this a blast with the heat tool. I like to do that because it sort of melts the wax into the paper. I don't know, it just gives it a different look. I'm just going to quickly polish that a bit. Not everybody knows that if you polish these, they become really metallic. Oops, oh well, doesn't matter. It's very delicate. And I want this a bit more darker brown as well. Some patches, so scorched timber. And I'm just gonna dab that here and there. That will give it a dirty, crunchy look again. And the wax will resist the ink. So now I'm going to use ridiculously big clock arms. They are from the same set. I found one. That's the other one. These. They're pinky, which is pinky metallic. That's the word I was looking for. I'm just going to sand these a bit. These are from the same die set. And they're oversized, but you can use them. And I thought the oversized would be nice with the mouse. So that's going to be like something like that. Fun. I think it's fun. There we go. No, the ink, the wax resists the ink, so yeah, that's why you get this grungy effect. Right, I'm gonna start by gluing down my clock. So I'm just gonna do it like that, like that. This is going to be in my journal, so I'm not going to be too bothered with perfect gluing it down perfectly, I should say. Somebody said perfect for a men's card. Yeah, I made a Father's Day card the other day during my life with this one, but for men's cards, yes, perfect. Together with the bunny, oh, that's fun as well. I'm just going to place that right there. I've got glue all over the place, but hey. This dries clear, so it doesn't really matter. So let's start by gluing this one down. Now if I do it like this, it's sticking out. So I'm just gonna make sure it fits. I don't care what time it is. Thank you, Valerie. And there we go. This one, I think I'm going to put that way. So yeah, I love these oversized clock arms for these purposes. Fun things like this. Okay, I'll let that grab hold. Then we get this little guy, the golfer. He's going to go right there over the clock. You see that? How much fun is it to combine those two, right? Yes, you could use a bread. Definitely. Loving that. So let's glue them down. I like this better. He's standing on top of the string of the clock. That's better. I don't know. I'm waffling now, but look at that. How cute. How cute. And then this little guy is going to go here, but he needs something. Let me see, what's in there? No, not that, not that, not that. Let me just grab this one. I need some brown paper. You know what? Soft finish card is fine as well. Let me grab a piece. My eye just fell on something there. You're gonna go crazy. But okay. Can't show anything. He needs something to stand on. Let me just cut that out. So, yeah, I can give him the ball, but that doesn't solve my issue. So, he will be standing there, here, like that, covering up that hole. We're getting somewhere. We are getting somewhere. And he's standing on reddish dirt, right? The gravel is sort of reddish brown. I don't play baseball. I've never played baseball, so I don't have a clue. So I'm just using my imagination. Well, there you go, Katie. That's sweet. It's always nice to get back fun memories, right? Now I'm just going to hit that with a tiny bit of scorched timber. You know, but he's talking to the other mouse, so they're done with the game. And they're going to have tea time together. And I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put him here. Like so. Near the bottom. He's going to be standing there, looking at him, you see? I know. they're mouses, right? Is having tea. Let's talk for a second. Having tea after a baseball game, is that more funny than a mouse playing golf? Or a mouse playing football? Or a mouse playing... There we go. Put some weight on him. Just because you asked for it, I will cut out a ball. Exactly, tea time with double E. There we go. I can put the ball there if you want to. Your wish is my command. There we go. One last thing to do. I'm gonna look for... It needs a sentiment. There's loads of sentiments, but I want something... I think this is funny. I've got a funny idea. Let me just... Bear with me, guys. Bear with me. We're getting there. Smooth side of the soft finish card. I need black. Dark brown. Dark brown. I love you more than you love golf. Okay. Now, I'm going to cut this out in a speech bubble kind of idea. There we go. This is gonna be cool. Someone said the ball needs to be dirty. Okay. You're right. There we go. He's saying to the other one, I love you more than you love golf. And I think that will finish this project. How cute is that? Let me grab a journal. This one's nearly full, but let me see. Is there space somewhere I can put it? I'll put it here. Dun, 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 dun. How cool are these mouses in your journal? I just love. He looks like he's been hit with a ball and he misses a tooth there. He's got a golf ball in his mouth to hit to his mouth. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you loved it. I'll be here tomorrow and I'll have a look at what I'm going to do. Don't have an idea yet, but I'll be fine. I'll be fine. It's going to be fun. So, well, I could have done that, Femke, but I didn't. Different choices, right? Yeah, it turned out really cool. Thank you for joining me today, guys. I hope you had a blast. I'm sure know that I did. Last day of the Buy It All. Don't forget it. Because, well, there you go. You see how much fun things you can do with these cute little mouses. I'll see you tomorrow for Coffee and Craft. Craft and Coffee. Coffee and Craft and... I don't know. Tomorrow. I'll be there. I hope to see you then. Thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you then. Have a fantastic day or evening. Bye.